Anyway, I got a guess. I'm so excited.
Yes.
It's fantastic. He's no stranger to the show and the station. It's lovely. Andrew, how are you?
I'm really well, thanks. Hi, Kev.
Good to see you.
And it's good to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
And you've brought the weather. You've brought the great weather for us. Thank you very much.
I know, I woke up this morning and heard that rain. I thought, I don't know if they're going to be outside today or not, but they are. It's great. Good to see you. Thank you.
Brilliant. So you've come to talk about this charity that you sort of you're with, basically. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I'm a trustee of a charity called Projects Delivering Hope, and we work with the lovely people of South Sudan, which is a long way away, right in the middle of Africa. It's the youngest country in the world. It was only founded in 2011, and it's a population of about 13 million. But ever since they've gone independent, they've had a whole string of problems, from droughts to floods to civil war. And back in 2017, about 3 million of them had to run for their lives to refugee camps, and we've been working with some of them over in Uganda in that time.
Brilliant. Fantastic. How long have you been doing this for now, Andrew?
Well, we launched the charity in 2017, but I was working with some South Sudanese people before that with another charity. And right back in 2008, I went over to South Sudan to see a project that I was involved with when I worked for a church.
Brilliant. What was that project like, please?
Well, we worked with a big charity called Tear Fund, and we built a clinic, and we built 13 clinics across the Upper Nile region. We didn't build 13, we built one of them. And the idea was that nobody had to walk more than 3 hours to get to see a doctor. And that was a massive improvement on what they had before. So it just goes to show what conditions are like over there.
What is it like over there? I mean, it must be quite an honour to go over there and see the project working and what have you, yeah?
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. It's a lovely country, beautiful scenery, but there's absolutely no infrastructure. So the roads are just tracks full of potholes. The weather's lovely. It's great, it's sunny, except the wet season when it really does rain, a bit like it did here this morning. The people are lovely people, but most of them are just dire poverty. They live in mud huts. They cook outside on an open fire. So they've got absolutely none of the infrastructure that we've got here. Nothing really to make their lives comfortable.
So what are you doing with this particular charity at the moment, please?
Okay, so it's in the title, really, Projects Delivering Hope. We run projects. So we like to think of them as short-term projects that give long-term benefit. So we work, most of us have come out of the business side of life, so we help them set up small businesses which will enable them to make a living in the future. So, for example, we had some lady farmers, and we gave them 300 pairs of Wellington boots because their feet were being scratched and bitten by ants up in the fields, so that their feet are now protected. We took a team of 9 people over and did business training for 80 young entrepreneurs on the refugee camp. We've sent 20 charcoal bread ovens to Mothers Union groups, so they've been able to set up small businesses baking bread and distributing it among the local community. We gave some solar panels to a college. The college is very important because that obviously trains young people to go into different professions, and their solar panels were stolen during the Civil War, so we were able to replace them. So that kind of thing, anything that helps them to we don't give a hand out, we give a hand up, so they are able to carry on with their lives as before. So what we're doing at the moment, we're working with an orphanage. There's a lovely guy called Francis Candiga who was working on the refugee camp, and he came across some children who'd lost their parents, and they really had nowhere to go and nothing to do. And so he, using his own money, he bought a plot of land in Uganda and set up a building, and he's turned it into an orphanage, and we helped him put the fencing around and put up some water tanks. But he longs for the day when that orphanage is self-sufficient, and so we've been helping him set up some small businesses, and the first one is a chicken farm. And he's asked us to help him purchase 1,000 chicks so that he can set up a chicken farm, sell the eggs, sell the chickens, and they'll obviously have some meat and some eggs to eat in the orphanage. And we're getting on really well with that. We're about halfway. So we're looking for about... each chicken costs £4.80, and we need 1,000, so that's £4,800. And we've got just over halfway, so we've got about 400 chickens to go. So... I'm looking forward to going over there in February, and I hope by then he'll have the whole 1,000 and we can see the results of our work.
Incredible, Chris, isn't it?
It is. I'm amazed. So how do you get the funding? Where does the funding come from for these projects?
Yeah, we have a lovely group of supporters, about 200 people that receive our newsletter, and they give regularly to different projects that we do. Other people, occasionally I get the privilege of going on a radio program or something, and other people send some funds in. We also apply to other charities for grants, and it's not easy, but slowly but surely we manage to get the money together and get it over to them.
How often do you go out there yourself?
Well, I went over twice in 2019, but I haven't been since because of COVID and travel restrictions. So we're really looking forward to going over in February. One of the things that we've done recently actually is helped to train 25 young ladies in either tailoring or hairdressing. And they'll be graduating in February. So one of the reasons that we're going is to attend the graduation ceremony, which I'm speaking at.
Oh, wow.
And at that point, we hope to be able to obviously give them a big round of applause and also see these chickens that we've been talking about at the same time, because it's all in the same place.
And how many people will be there so watching your speech then?
I don't know. There's 25 girls have graduated, so I guess they'll all have their families. And the local dignitaries will all be there. I don't know, a couple of hundred maybe.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Wow.
It just sounds fantastic.
What makes you do it on a personal level?
Well, I think that we are so fortunate in this country. You know, we talk about poverty, and my heart goes out to everybody who's struggling in this country at the moment. But honestly, it's on a different scale in South Sudan. They absolutely have nothing, and just compassion. I think just human compassion. And all of the trustees are Christians. We do things because we believe God loves us, and we want to share that love with other people. So it's a practical way that we can do it.
So, Andrew, if anybody would like to come involved with the charity, they might want to be a supporter, go over, or they might have a project they want to do over there, or somebody would like to donate some money. How can the listener do that, please?
Okay, well, one way is to go to our website, which is projectsdeliveringhope.org.uk. Or, I believe Radio Odstock has kindly put the link on their website for us today.
Yeah, it's
And
on the
this is
Facebook
this lovely
page.
lady here.
So if you look on the Facebook page right now, there will be something about Andrew speaking to Kev, and you will find the link there.
Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah.
Really kind. Thank you so much.
Anytime, honestly. And you've had quite a bit of support already, yeah?
Yeah. So we set out the target for the whole project was 9,600. That included 4,800 to train these 25 girls and 4,600 to buy 1,000 chicks. So we're up to about 7,500. So we've only got a couple of thousand to go. So we're very confident we can do that in record time, especially with the help of your listeners.
Wow.
Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Just remind the listener again, please. What's that link again?
projectsdeliveringhope.org.uk. You don't even need the www. It's just straight into projectsdeliveringhope.org.uk.
Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
Brilliant. Really good. Now, before you go, I think I had you on years ago on the show talking about, just in case the listeners know about, SP2, part of St. Paul's Church, which is a wonderful church, absolutely superb church. I've been there a few times. I've done a disco as well in SP2. Just tell the listener about it, please.
Sure, yeah. Well, a few years ago, I was on the staff of St. Paul's Church. I was general manager. And because I had a background in the building industry, I was... my job was to oversee the redevelopment of some of the church buildings. So we built the big foyer right there on St. Paul's Roundabout on the side of the church. And then we turned our attention to the community centre over the road, which we called SP2, which stands not only for our postcode, but also for St. Paul's second building. So catchy, you see. And there's a coffee shop down on the ground floor, which is open to the public. And we have loads of people come through there every day. But also there's a community centre, and people who are in need come if they just need a chat, somewhere to be warm for a while, somewhere to get a coffee. There's all sorts of activities arranged for them, and there's a whole rooms upstairs that are used for community purposes. Some of them are available to hire, other things are free. So it's a brilliant building. It's now called the SP2 Hope Centre because we believe it does offer hope to people.
Brilliant. It's a beautiful building, and it looks really, really well. And did you have some alterations to the church as well done?
Yeah. We built the big glass foyer on the side of the church, which is kind of just as you come off the Waitrose dual carriageway, just up to St. Paul's Roundabout. And in fact, it was that building that attracted the funding for the clinic that I was telling you about just now over in South Sudan in 2008. The congregation generously gave the money for the foyer, and they said we want to give an extra 10% and then fund a project overseas. And that's why I ended up going to South Sudan in the first place, to look at the clinic that was built right up there by the River Nile.
Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. And of course, SP2 is on Facebook, isn't it, as well? Just in case anyone wants to do an event there or help out or whatever, yeah?
Yeah, the best thing to do is contact the church office, St Paul's Church office. Go to the website and click the link there, or phone Dawn in the office and she'll fix you up with a room.
Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Andrew, just remind us, the listener again, that link again, please, for your charity.
Our website is projectsdeliveringhope.org.uk.